San Antonio, this is Rob for the MetalWorks. We're here at Sunken Gardens this afternoon to support a band that really has a special place in our metal heart. It brings me great pleasure to welcome one of our faves, Mr. Myles Kennedy of the band Alter Bridge. How are you doing, Myles?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's a first. Welcome to the program, hopefully the first of many. We're here to support and promote your latest CD, Blackbird. But before we do, I just want to ask you a question in retrospect. How do you feel now, looking back on the debut, about how it was received, about how maybe people in the industry supported it, about your work on that piece of material? Looking back now as where you're at right now.
I think it was a great stepping stone. You know, it was something that, especially considering that we'd been a band for all of about 4 months when the record was recorded. I think we put our best foot forward on that. But it's been really nice being a band now for, you know, we're all coming up on our 4th year, so we've really had time to gel as a unit and get to know one another and play on each other's strengths. And that's what Blackbird has become. You know, is basically the manifestation of all that. So One Day Remains was a fantastic time, and people there was a faction of people that were very supportive, and we really appreciated that, and they seem to still be on board for this record, so that's even better. So hopefully we can just keep flying the flag and keep the bridge alive, you know.
It seems like, you know, after the extensive road work you did in support of One Day Remains, that also, I mean, it gave you an opportunity to kind of know these guys better and kind of maybe say, you know what, I feel a little bit more comfortable telling you maybe how I really feel about a certain song or lyric or lick or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. We just developed that rapport with one another, and I didn't feel comfortable early on being, you know, offering a ton of opinions just because I was the new guy, and then when I learned that they appreciated that and respected that, then I was like, all right. And it's a really unique situation, this band, because it's 4 guys who are pretty mellow, and there are no real loose cannons in the bunch. So it's great. It's a great working environment. I think it allows us to do what's best for the song and for the record, and in the end, what's best for the fans and what they'll want. So we definitely, our motto is keep the ego out of the way and do what's best for the song.
Well, definitely that mantra really shines on Blackbird. I mean, the CD's been out a few weeks now. We got our hands on it as soon as it came out. Thanks to our people out there at eMusic for getting it to us. Right away, off the bat, people are saying about this record, it's heavier than the first one. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we decided to go a little heavier this time. Mark is, in my opinion, he's one of the best out there when it comes to coming up with riffs and heavy riffs. So we really wanted to make sure that was utilized on this record. But at the same time, we didn't want it to just be a full-on aggressive record. We wanted it to be real dynamic and have peaks and valleys, and make it, you know, a record that you could sit down and listen to for 60-some-odd minutes, and it takes you somewhere. But we definitely, when it comes time to put the pedal to the metal and rock hard, we tried to do that on this record the best we could. So.
And definitely one of the changes that helped facilitate that is you picking up that guitar. We were talking about that right before we started, but you know, I think there were people out there like myself who were pleasantly surprised to see you not only writing, you know, music for the band more on the forefront, and also playing guitar live, because I think it really adds a whole new dimension to what people thought Alter Bridge was.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of it's. The guys have mentioned it's kind of like they're getting another member in the band for the price of one.
Yeah,
so yeah, I guess I'm kind of cheap then. But 2 for the price of 1 Kennedy, that's my new nickname. But yeah, what it's allowed the band to do, I think, is just we have a lot more textures and a lot more is going on with the arrangements. I can play, you know, rhythm guitar and then support Mark when he does his solos, and occasionally I throw in a solo here and there, which is fun for me. I mean, I love the guitar. I think it's you know, for me it's my drug of choice, and Mark and I definitely we bonded when I first came down, and he discovered what a fan I was of guitar in general. That's how we kind of got to be you know, good musical friends. So
cool. When I also listen to the CD, it's a CD I'll tell you I listen to early in the morning. I have to drive to Austin every once in a while, and I put that CD on and I listen to it on the way up, and it makes me feel really good. I hear the CD, and lyrically it makes me feel like, you know, it's about overcoming things, obstacles, perseverance, positive things that you know, give people hope. Songs like Brand New Start and and one of my favorite tracks, Rise Today. Talk a little bit about lyrically. Is there like an overall theme, or is there like a mutual feeling where a lot of these songs stem from?
Yeah, you know, and the way you articulated that was really well put, because I think that's something that is the foundation of this band, and it will, and in subsequent records it will be there as well. We try to retain that hope and that optimism, and tell different stories with that as the central theme, because I think that some of it just goes hand in hand with the sound of the band. I mean, the music tends to lend itself to, you know, when if I hear a body of music that doesn't have a lyric, what I try and do is what is the story the music's telling me? And with a lot of this music, it's anthemic, and it takes you to a higher place, you know, in terms of the mood, you know. And then there are times when we, you know, take it down and very melancholy, with, you know, Blackbird obviously being that song. But once again, we wanted to try and, you know, keep it mixed up throughout the record, so not just a whole record of optimism and a whole record of heavy, but you know, a record that will take you different places.
I'm glad you mentioned the title track, because Blackbird is one of my favorite tracks, and when I hear it, it's like the epic. You know, it starts off kind of, you know, with a nice little quiet melody, and then it builds into this monster. Talk a little bit about why you chose Blackbird as the title track for the CD.
We felt like, as a piece of music and lyrically, and just the song in general, we felt like it was kind of our Ben-Hur or our Lord of the Rings. You know, this was the song that we, as writers, that we'd really tried to write for a long time, and we were very proud of it. So we wanted to draw attention to that song, and felt like it best represented kind of where we were as a band, and showed that you know, just the evolution of
a little bit about touring. You guys have already done some road work. If I'm not mistaken, you were already across the pond in the UK for a little bit. Is that? And I know you guys are going to do some Europe dates maybe later this year. What's the plan?
Well, the plan is to stay out on the road from now until hopefully early 2009. We've already hit the UK. We've done a lot of the eastern seaboard here in the States. We'll finish up here in early December, and then we head back to Europe in the UK. And then, yeah, next year is going to be crazy. I don't think I'm going to be at home hardly at all, which is fine with me. Keep me busy.
Also, as we speak about what fans can get their hands on, I've always kind of asked myself, like, you know, I wish I could check out an Alter Bridge DVD at home. Are you guys planning to maybe videotape any shows? I know that there's a lot of video out there, but you know, it's not easily accessible to the fans.
Right. You know, that's a really good question. We had some stuff that we did on the One Day Remains tour. It's in a vault. It's top secret. But we're hoping to record a bunch of these shows and catch some special nights and release something eventually. It's weird with the dawn of YouTube, because it's made it so that sometimes you wonder if DVDs are as relevant, because people can just, everybody, basically every night there's a DVD being made, you know, and if not a DVD, something that's in a, you know, you can, a watchable format.
I'm sure that people out there can see your new video for Rise Today probably on YouTube.
Correct, you can.
I love the video. It's a performance video. Really, anybody who knows about the band knows that you guys are, you know, an amazing live band. So we're going to be spinning it here on the show very, very soon. Any plans to do any more videos maybe for the second single or third single?
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll do something. And the trick there is going to be...
I vote for Brand New Start.
Brand New Start.
Let the record be known.
Let the record... You heard it here, folks.
Rob Chavez.
The next video, you know, I think the performance videos are the easiest things for us to do. You know, I don't want to, you know, have to, you know, do some sword fight with a wizard or something like that, and at the top of a mountain. But yeah, just a performance video is probably the best way to go. So hopefully we'll keep that going on the next video, and it won't be something cheesy. So.
Myles, thank you so much for everything that you've given myself, my program, and all the people out there in San Antonio. Any last words, anything we missed, anything you want to share with people who will be watching this interview?
You know what? I will say this, and this is with all sincerity. We played here a few years ago in this market, and this is probably one of the best rock markets, period. So we've really been looking forward to playing here, and thank you all for supporting rock and roll.
Excellent. Remember San Antonio, the latest from Alter Bridge is called Blackbird. It's out on the Universal Republic label. Go out to any record store, go online, and go buy it right now. You saw the man, Myles Kennedy, only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.
See ya.